this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it, or they win.
Scenes from The Creator, a new sci-fi epic on one of the biggest issues of our time, the existential threat, as many see it, artificial intelligence. What if it becomes self-aware? What if it decides to be in control? Well, that is the central tenet of The Creator, and it is such that I've got both Jackson and Eli in on a Friday, which is one of my favorite Friday moments. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Can you reach out and I just want to make sure it's really you, Eli, like not
Yeah,
some chick. No, like, I want to feel it.
Sadly, the technology to simulate this chaos
you haven't
has
even
not been. Hello.
Okay,
We're here. We're still here, everyone.
Okay, this is not. Something hasn't replaced you in making these reviews.
We had to get up early this morning.
Yeah. Nice to see you both. The Creator, as I said, this is what everyone is talking about. Obviously, it's come to the movie theaters and screens today. What did you tell us about the story, first of all?
This is what's so amazing. Gareth Edwards starts working on this years ago before AI occupied so much of our lives, and now such a timely issue. And I love this director because of what he did. He started with a little movie called Monsters, which he shot in Mexico about aliens, had amazing effects, but a small budget. He's done an amazing Godzilla film. He did a great Star Wars film called Rogue One, and now he's giving us an original piece of sci-fi. And if I sound excited, that's because we don't get new stories anymore. We just get toys that become movies and sequels with numbers in the title. So the fact that someone's taking a risk with their own original story and yet seems so timely, that is what's so exciting. It is 2065. AI and humanity were working together until something happened. AI went rogue. Now the United States and the Army are battling against New Asia and these countries that are harboring AI. Let's take a closer look.
When the war started, they protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles.
So high stakes, looks fantastic. I mean, this got this kind of organic look. They shot this in 8 countries, in Cambodia and Thailand and Nepal. And what I love, you see Gareth Edwards there, they did this movie in reverse. Normally, you know how they do this. It's all green screens, right? He shot on location, Gareth using the camera himself with as small a crew as possible. So he could keep it live and really follow the actors' responses. And just, if he sees something beautiful, he turns the camera. Then when he was done, he went to the wizards at Industrial Light and Magic and said, okay, add the robots, add the technology, make it look like the future. And so this is a new way of making a blockbuster. It only cost $80 million, but it looks like $300 million.
And are there moments, as I was watching some of those scenes, I haven't seen them before, I'm not surprised he made Rogue for Star Wars. I mean, there are, I don't know, some scenes a little bit of that in there. What are your thoughts on AI Armageddon here, Jackson?
I need to wear my doom and gloom pin more often so you can know my opinion, what it's going to be. Now, Eli talked about an original story, which it is not a literal story that has literally been told before, but maybe you've seen iRobot before, maybe you've seen AI before, maybe you've seen about 100 movies, District 9, Elysium, that this is the same thing in essence. And what we get even more redone here is kind of a strange, pervasive genre that I've taken to calling sad men stealing sad kids. You might have seen Sling Blade, A Perfect World, About a Boy, Come On, Come On, Hunt for the Wilder People, Alice in the Cities.
Wow, it is a genre. Okay.
It's so sad.
You know what?
She needs help. She needs help.
She does need help. She's
Where's your cyber soul, Jackson?
Let's take a look, and we can all see what our cyber soul looks like. We have a clip here. You can see Alfie, the kid who has been kidnapped and protected by John David Washington in The Creator. Let's take a look.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
Then we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Dun, dun, dun.
It seems so shocking, but that kind of genre, it always follows the same plot points. That we have a sad guy who is very in his own feelings. He has something wrong with him.
I hate robots. I have to kill them.
iRobot Will Smith, we saw it before. But in this one, then we see him then take on the charge of a young child who has their own issues that end up aligning with his own. They end up identifying with one another. The end of these movies is always protect at all costs. But in this one, that isn't earned, isn't explained. It's just the set pieces kind of, they're just in proximity to one another and inexplicably become compassionate like one another, and all of the plot points are so infinitely predictable. I don't want to say spoilers in exactly what happens, but I really, really do think within 2 minutes of sitting down, within 30 seconds of the trailers stopping, you will know, oh, this is what Joshua does, this is what Alfie does, this is how this movie's going to end.
And this is how it's going to get.
Yeah, exactly everything. So Eli called it an original story. I don't know if that's an accurate description.
Well, I mean, it is an original story, but I hear what you're saying, and it breaks my heart because I want more original stories. I want filmmakers to take a risk, but he's totally right. It feels like someone fed Blade Runner and Akira and AI into Chat GPT.
It's
and
AI
it just
written by AI.
Exactly. Like,
Is there any Howl in this? Is there any Howl?
Kind
Is
of.
there any
I could
2001
use some
Space
Howl.
Odyssey?
Look, what it is missing is the seductive power of technology. All our best films about technology. You look at Ex Machina, you look at Blade Runner, and even the Blade Runner sequel, it's about like what are we, what is being alive and being seduced by that technology, both by its power and what it can do for us, which is the real world battle that we have right now, but also what it could do and kind of destroy us and taking away our humanity. Because of the simplicity of the storytelling, we never really get to jump into that dilemma. It's just, a cute girl, well, maybe they're not so bad. And all these great performances, Allison Janney, John David Washington, son of Denzel. So
okay, so you have one last thought before we do the big reveal. I think you succeeded in persuading him, though. He was a lot keener at the beginning. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that this film is sci-fi, supposed to have big questions, as Eli was saying.
Right.
This is a very small question. I mentioned District 9 Elysium. They're very popular movies, but their finding, their theme is oftentimes don't kill people because they're different than you, which I hope that we all learned when we were 5 years old. This is not a sci-fi that stretches our imagination.
I don't know. It sounds like a message we could use a reminder of in contemporary times. All right, numbers. Eli, you start, and we're going to pause because our fantastic graphics team has been hard at work. Eli.
Not as cruel as my colleague.
Pause.
I think it's gorgeous to look at, nice eye candy.
And
so.
Three from Eli.
Had potential.
And Jackson, to lead into your big reveal.
My big reveal, it is original. I will give it that. So it's not going to be the worst rating I can, but everything else takes it down to about 2 out of 5 stars. I am disappointed. I do respect the hustle. I respect the originality. I respect their innovative filmmaking. I don't respect the story.
Okay, all right. Thanks, guys. Love our Friday visits. Come back anytime. Jackson, Eli, that movie, The Creator, in theaters now.
We are this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it, or they win.